Hi guys, here we have today a founder of Kiyas Natural, Akshatha. Morning, Akshatha. How are you doing?
Morning, I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, so here we have another journey, entrepreneurial journey. You guys can experience it and then model it. The first question starts like this: How have you got started with your entrepreneurial journey?
It all started for me in back 2010. I was pretty that kind of a graduate where the parents, it was that era where parents were like, either you become an engineer or a doctor. So, fortunately or unfortunately, I did become an engineer, but that is not where my passion was. I was a Cisco certified network engineer. My passion was basically in training, which I started at the age of 15, where I was training like all kinds of training. You can take it a corporate training of IBM at the age of 15 to a college training or a government school training of encouraging the students to talk in English or any sort of that kind of training I was into. But there are times where you're sitting in that office little thinking where my life is heading and what I am doing. It's that one day where I decided that okay, I mean this is not the right space for me. So I decided to just quit my job out of the blue and just told my manager, I'm not coming from tomorrow. I didn't put any 3 months notice.
Okay,
When you have that monthly income coming, you have your monthly expenses also set.
right.
I had no clarity, and my parents and family were like, okay, if this is what you've decided, you need to take care of it yourself, because for them it was out of their understanding of after studying for so long and after putting so much of time, energy, and money and effort, you suddenly decide to just stop. But that was a real turning point, and it took me good 2 years to discover whatever I wanted to do. So though my heart was always into teaching and also cosmetic, especially the natural based cosmetic, because I was from a very young age I was experimenting with these face packs and home remedies, which my grandmother had a very thick Tamil book which we had translated to do all kinds of things at home, because there was one and all-time patient in our family. My sister, she's suffering from eczema and skin issues. But I would say that was a kind of motivation or a trigger point which said that, okay, this is what you want to do. So it took good 2 years for me to understand that though I was an expert in other field, in this particular passion that I was having, I still had a lot more to learn.
Right.
So first 2 years were really tough, and I was still understanding because no one, teaches you everything at once, and you slowly start to discover what this whole journey is about.
Yes,
So once
yes.
I understood that, I just followed my belief system, and trust me, there were a lot of wrong beliefs that I was having. Coming from a typical middle class family where the whole, I think the extended family also is the working class. So business was completely out of anyone's understanding.
Yeah.
So it was difficult to digest. There was like a lot of say yes, no, maybe confusions. But I believe when you put your heart and soul into understanding that yes, this is what I want to do, and you have a goal set, you ultimately figure out a path to do. When I see, most of these new entrepreneurs or startups, especially in the field of skincare, we
Yeah.
all are mostly influenced by, say, other cultures, basically US or Canada or UK, where you have so much of social media content, let it be YouTube videos or blogs, but their system and our system is completely different. Because it's so you really have to discover yourself first and then put that into an entrepreneurial journey.
Got it. Before trying for themselves, so they can't able to influence others, isn't it?
unless you discover the true you and what you really want. I mean, if you have an exam, okay, you know that okay, 2 months down the line I have exam and this is a particular date. We probably think of start studying the first lesson in the first week, and then time goes by in canteen talking to friends, and you realize that you have like 2 months left, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to study 2 lessons in a day, and then you have like 10 days left, and you're like, okay, I'm going to study 3 lessons in a day. But typically most of the generation, I mean, you consider from a grandparents' time also, even today, the generation, we end up studying only like 2, 3 days before, a week before. That's because you have a target. Okay. So you have this crazy panic monster that comes in where your monkey brain is, you say that, okay, I'm going to learn, and you maybe pick up Google and you're trying to Google out some information about the topic you're studying. And suddenly that monkey brain will see one ad where, there's some news, some crazy sensational, let's say SSR case going on. You go there, you look at any more sites and you swipe, and you think that you are actually investing your time in learning, whereas your monkey brain has taken you somewhere else.
Yes.
That's like, that's procrastination, which we understand because there's a target.
Yeah.
In entrepreneurial journey, there are no set targets. So this is a very dangerous kind of procrastination where we don't have targets, so we are not constantly working towards it. So creating, a self-target, I would say that one of the basic and prime important thing for any entrepreneur, let it be a startup or let it be a someone who's actually into business, because the whole day goes on, and talking to a couple of people, following up with your clients. You do a lot of things, but how many of that are really productive to where you
Exactly.
want to be?
Exactly. Yeah.
So this, if anyone understands, I think they will definitely have that bulb on. That's okay. What am I exactly doing? And am I positioning myself or doing the things that really matters?
Right.
Because what you do today defines your tomorrow. Okay, it's like a common thing that everyone knows. But what are we doing today?
Yes.
Understanding that and analyzing that, it's like a major task. Having a to-do list doesn't help anyone. Having a
Right.
to-do list, thinking that okay, 10 years down the line, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to be, and then back calculate, come back and see what is that you need to do today for you to be there after 10, 20 years. Because we make small time goals. You
Right.
go to any business, say seminar, or go to any business group, everyone's going to tell what is your long-term goal, what is your short-term goal. They really don't exist because your long-term goal don't have a target, and your short-term
Right.
goal you never fulfill,
Okay.
right? So that's like one of the things that I've really understood in a hard way, and I'm in implementation nowadays. So I can see great results. Basically, get there, get the task done.
Yeah. The second question is like, what is that holds them back? Because like every entrepreneur has their passion and then get started with an amazing idea. Like, what is it one thing which holds them back in the implementation phase? Like, if they focus on that, probably that when switch on and then try to focus on implementation and actually doing it instead of like having
Yeah,
ideas and then hopping around.
I would say it's like one thing. We can put it into two sections. As I said, procrastination because you don't have a deadline. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
that keeps you pushing. The second and the foremost important thing is being aware. Okay, human tendency is to think, and your thinking is limited to your awareness. Okay, let's say someone wants to become a digital marketer because that's like the boom and craze in the industry. If you know
Right.
digital marketing today, because the TV is going to expire, the newspaper or the media is going to expire, the written media is going to expire in like 10, 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
Everyone's is hooked up to the phone, and you can create enormous business opportunities from your phone. So I can say, if you're looking at 20 years down the line, it's maybe digital marketing that has a lot of scope. But if you don't know what digital marketing is and what are the different aspects, You don't exactly know what you need to do. So, having a definite goal and having awareness, okay, having awareness makes you more open to take, say, informed decision, which is in the right path.
Right.
So you are not procrastinating anymore. You know that okay, this is what I do. Let's just talk about. Let's say I want to become a. Let's say I want to. Okay, very best example that I think everyone has gone through. People from our age, from 25 to 30, everyone has written those 12th standard exam, that PUC exam. Okay,
Right.
the mom comes and tell, okay, you need to become doctor. But yeah, doctor, there are so many types of doctor. What do you want to become? Because I remember when I was in school, maybe I wanted to become an IAS officer, or I wanted to become a cardiologist. But when I finished my 12th, I actually ended up, I didn't know that there's something called as genetic engineering, which I would have died to gone for. But what was the closest thing? Because I know I'm like inclined to, body medicine, biochemistry, and things. So in fact, I did my biochemistry, microbiology, and biotechnology before, that was like, no, don't do this and don't do here. I actually did my biochemistry where my passion was. Okay. But when you finish that 12th standard, okay, there are a hell lot of options available. That's another industry that's booming and will never end is information technology. Because information is key to everyone's life as well as business. If
Right.
you're aware of what's there, you can actually pick out, okay, like this is where I want to go, and this is when I want to reach there. So
Right.
you have your goal, you're not procrastinating anymore. And let's say I want to be a digital marketer. Okay, how much do you want to earn when you be there? Okay, like you're in your 30s, how much money do you want to earn? It's not like you need to have a lavish lifestyle. You need to drive that Mercedes Benz, and you need to wear all branded clothes all the time, even in your drawers and your things. But it's a necessity. Okay, having more money is not wrong. Having to dream of having more money is not wrong. It's the intention of what are you going to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're a spiritually inclined person, you have that right intention to help anyone. People become doctors. I mean, you might have heard this from almost every kid at the age of 10 to 11. I want to become doctor and I want to help people who don't
Correct.
have doctors in villages. But when you actually get there, at that age, you have your commitments, you have your family commitments, you have your personal commitments. So money is necessity. If you have more than that, you can do good for so many people. You can actually follow your passion, and doing what you love makes you go more and more and more, and you don't get stagnant there.
Got it.
So, having deadlines, being aware, and procrastination are like two major things that I think people should sit and contemplate within themselves. And I'm sure everyone, if they just spend like half an hour in a day with themselves, they will get an answer for it.
Got it. Somebody is asking, like, for example, like somebody's asking, hey, you have a goal? Yeah, yeah, I do have a goal. Like the next question you ask is like, okay, how much money you want to earn from your current profession or whatever, so that you have a concrete clarity on the income goal you want to earn it. So then they ask, like, I mean, they're gonna answer it like, how much possible? I mean, how much as possible? More is better. So what do you think about that answer?
That's right. That's what is I think 96% of people fail because they don't have clarity. See, once I
Right.
have a goal, okay, let's say now everyone in the whole world, the human nature is to have desires. Okay, you have one desire and tomorrow you have the next. So what's that desire, your personal desire? Have a 4 BHK with a swimming pool, and you have a house. You don't have that monthly commitments of rents or EMI or whatever. I
Correct.
would say if someone wants to have goal and getting stuck in a financial goal, they need to create some ground rules for themselves that I am not going to buy anything on lended money or an EMI. Now you have a target.
Right.
Okay? I want to have a house that's a 4 BHK in, let's say, suburb of Bangalore, because I'm based in Bangalore. Let's say suburb of Bangalore. I need a 4 BHK house, a swimming pool, and this is the square feet of house that I'm looking for, an independent duplex house. How much? Literally go there, see a couple of houses, take an estimate, take a rough estimate. Okay, this is what I have seen now. Next 10 years, okay, this is going to be mine because it's property,
Right.
she keeps shifting hands. What
Right.
is the cost going to be for that property after 10 years? Now
Right.
that's my target.
Got it.
Now you know what your exact income goal should be. If you have to save that money because now you are not relying on loans and EMI,
Right.
right? You're not relying on, okay, some God will come bless me and say, Bhaiya, you take this money and fulfill your dreams. No.
Right.
Now you know if I need like 2 crores, like, okay, 10 years I need 2 crores. For every year, how much do I need? Monthly, how much do I need? So now you have a definite goal of income. This is what I need to save
Got it.
for my long term.
Yeah.
And then you have your monthly necessities that we always know. So have like 5-10% surplus in that because sometimes you want to go enjoy a movie. And I think having that, relaxation period, like give yourself time and money to spend with your family, your friends, go out for a movie in a month, go out, eat somewhere, go to restaurant, try out Chinese, try out Italian, try out, typical South Indian Halli food
Right.
at times. That should be part of your monthly necessities.
Got it.
Because when you're enjoying, okay, you're actually in that state that you need it. So you're gonna get it.
Right.
You're gonna get it. If you don't enjoy, and people are like working, 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 working. So whatever spiritual belief you have, let it be God or let it be energies, let it be psychologically or subconscious. It's always like, okay, you want to work, okay, you work. So nothing around you works.
Yeah.
Basically, okay. You're trying for a new job, you're trying for a partner, you're trying for a to get an answer for your questions. You don't get it because you're always in the mindset. You wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, I have so much to do, and if I don't do that, I'm not gonna get it. There are people, we call them lucky because we feel that they're not working and they're getting everything. They're
Right.
actually working internally, keeping themselves happy. So, everything that they need actually comes to you.
Hmm.
This I really saw in my life with my sister because when I was joining engineering, it was so tough to get that. My fees was hardly like 60,000 a year, okay, at that time. So it was really tough for my parents at that moment, saying that okay, we need to have 60,000 per year. So we basically took an education loan, okay, and 2.5 lakhs was a big amount.
Yes.
My sister, who's like 2 years younger to me, wanted to join animation because typically studies didn't enter her head. So she was
Okay.
more of an artistic
Creative.
kind of
Uh,
person, and her quarterly fees was 1.5 lakhs to learn that animation and Maya. I don't know what all they learn,
yeah.
but it was for her in a gap of 1 year, finance became very easy for her. My mom poured in money, my dad poured in money, I poured in money, you know. So, like she said that no, I don't want to study. I don't want to study all those big, big books because I'm not going to do anything with it. Okay. I want to draw and I want to draw digitally. Okay. Because you can't keep drawing and everyone can't become Picasso. So I want to
Right.
draw digitally. Okay. What do you have? You have animation. So for her, when she said that I want to draw and I want to join this course, I don't know how I'll join. She got all the support that she needed.
Super. Okay.
It's like you don't have to think how things are happening. If you just believe that this is what you want, how will come to you on its own. The only thing that anyone needs to do personally, professionally is realize that support is coming and grab the opportunity, work towards it. Like you might be, thinking that you want a better job. Let's say you're earning 20,000, you say, okay, I want to earn 30,000. Okay. Not because of desperation
Correct.
that, okay, my commitments are not fulfilling and, I have extra 10,000 and I'm going to be so free. Just say that I want 30,000 because I deserve 30,000 in a month.
Right.
You will see that, some friend out of the blue will say, hey, there's an opening, and he might even not say that there's an opening. He might say that, this position and this was the guy and something happened and this manager blasted and this guy left. That's the point you need to catch, and you say, okay, should I apply here? So understanding and realizing in an opportunity makes a big difference.
Big difference.
Believe you're going to get support. How is not in your hand. Okay. You don't have the power to convince anybody to think like you.
Right.
But when you are very sure that what you need, support will come from all directions you wouldn't even have believed it.
Okay.
It's like personal experience, and I truly believe that thing happens.
Got it. Okay. Um, what is the biggest challenge for entrepreneur, do you think?
I'm sorry, what's the biggest entrepreneur?
Yeah, in their journey.
Biggest challenge for entrepreneur is thinking investment is a curse.
Okay.
People are so worried that, oh, do I have to invest 3 lakhs? Do I have to invest 4 lakhs? How much will be my investment when I
What is the ROI? Like, will I get a
start
loss?
a business? How will we are able to calculate? Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the initial investment. If you have a proper devised strategic game plan, you have a business plan where you're sure that 6 months down the line, this is going to be my turnover, this is going to be my net profit, and this is how I'm going to achieve it. And you start working for it right now. With that confidence, lot of VCs are ready to invest in the great idea. Lot of banks, MSME, and say PMEGP programs. Startup seed funding is one of the key ingredient of say the thought system that we have in startups, but people are so afraid because they are not sure how are they going to raise the revenue. That's because they don't have a plan. If they have a plan, it's so easy. If you don't invest, okay, you cannot create any business. Like if you didn't study, you wouldn't be an engineer. So you are invested in yourself, right? So first thing is invest in yourself, invest in learning, invest in being aware, create those strategies, plans that gives you clarity on this is how much money you can get back. Once you're sure of that, once you go pitch in for anybody, let it be a VC or let it be a friend, you're asking your family for support, they're just going to ask you one question. How will you get this money back?
Right.
Even banks, okay, you have a meeting with bank managers, the last round of it. If you're sure that, okay, this is how I'm going to get it back, you show them clean picture numbers. Okay, we agree that, market fluctuations or external factors, you may not be able to reach, let's say you put 20 lakhs or your net, gross, maybe you might have not reached 20 lakhs, but at least you will reach 15. That's still enough for you to, repay that money back. So don't
Okay.
fear investment because unless you invest in yourself, you can never do anything in business.
Like
That's,
what if somebody is telling like, hey, I don't want to learn anything, so I just want money coming in right away this month,
you
and I'm
don't want to
afraid to
learn.
invest, not taking risk, because what if I lose, and then those kind of people.
Okay, so what's a failure? Failure is a mindset. Failure is a fear of not getting where you are,
Right.
not getting where you want to be, basically.
Right.
Okay, failure of not being there is another different kind of failure. Then fear of not trying is the major failure.
Right. Right.
Okay, if you don't want to invest, if you don't want to invest in your learning, What are you good at? Just analyze that and create an opportunity. Okay. But you can never, you know, consider yourself to be, say, a pretty good businessman who's having a financial free lifestyle. This is what I call it. Okay. If you want to have a financial independent lifestyle, financial free lifestyle, where you have a good work life balance and you're spending time with your kids, your family, you have a, secured savings that, okay, in case there's an emergency, I have the emergency funds with me, okay, which I can use. If you don't have that with you, sorry boss, you are not at a leverage of saying that I don't want to learn, because then you can never reach anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a basic necessity of today's generation that even kids, you if the kid says, okay, I don't want to learn, I just want to sit and play, will you leave your kids just to sit and play?
No.
When for our kids to realize that, okay, learning is a necessity, you have to become big and you have to become a businessman, or you have to become a doctor or an engineer, if it holds good for them when we are at the age of say 25, 30 or 40, whatever, why is it stop? When learning stops, the earning stops.
Right.
So I mean, it's the you need to decide whether you want to grow or whether you want to be stagnant.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Okay. What are the pain points, like if you had somewhere in your journey as well in the future? I mean, somewhere in the past, like if whatever I doing like completely gone, it's not working at all. Like I'm going to just give away this business, and then suddenly like something aha moment strike you, and then again you bounced back to come in. No man, I'm not going to give up.
It's there's so many things. Okay, there are countless situations that happen. But the first 2 years is what I can say was a real struggle, because I didn't have a mentor. Okay, I didn't have anyone or anything to look up to, because I was not sure what I was doing. So what happened was the first 1.5, 2 years, I went in the flow of what I saw on social media. Okay, this person is doing that, that person is doing this.
Yeah.
I was not thinking big. And you know what happens when you're confused, or when you have a desire, very small desire, that I want to do something. Okay,
Right.
I want to do something in this field, and there's one or two people in the market. Like, it's society, not everyone is good, not everyone is bad,
Right.
right?
Right.
So people or situations take make use of you.
Correct.
Okay?
Makes sense. Yeah.
And you know, you don't realize that this is the core of any business you consider: trading, manufacturing, sales, or say traditional whatever clothing.
The commodity business, any kind. Yeah.
It's a human cycle, human psychological trap, basically, that we call it, basically in business terms, a sudden immature death rate.
Okay.
Because you have fear of investment, that 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs or whatever the required amount is based on the kind of business that you're doing, we try to avoid that. Okay, and we get influenced by other people. Whatever they say, we listen, and we start doing, because they know that you are afraid of making bigger investments. They lure you, or the market lure you into making those smaller investments.
Got it.
Okay, like, okay, you can make this much, you can why do you want to buy, like, let's say I'm making, if I'm okay, it's very simple, I'm have a craft shop, or if I'm in a crafting industry. So he would say, why do you want to start buying 10 this thing? You can do very small things. When you're buying small, your cost goes high, and you're trying to sell them and you don't get the sale. So you
Right.
keep making those smaller investments, and 2 years down the line, when you actually sit and calculate how much have you invested, how much have you earned, or where have you reached in 2 years, you will realize that you have literally gone into losses. And in
Makes
two
sense.
years, you have invested the same amount of money in installments, which you can have invested in a very beginning, having a clear roadmap for yourself. So this I understood with a lot of pain. And I was in a stage where, there were vendors who were behind me and they were like, okay, your payments are delayed. I'm going to,
Yeah, yeah.
sue you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I was like, why did I ever give it? And that day I opened my bank statement. I sat for 3 days, literally analyzing money was coming, where it is going. Did I really save anything? And I didn't. And I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, yeah.
Because when you are in that, Josh of early business, you are like, okay, let me put in everything. Let me put in, okay, because in small businesses, people are not actually calculating how much is going, how much are coming. They are like giving 5,000, let's say I'm just trading, okay? Let's say
Right.
like gift items. Diwali comes, now Diwali is coming, Diwali comes, you see a lot of gift bouquets and gift items, these are very unorganized small businesses. But still, you see this, you invested 5,000 rupees, you bought like say 10 items, you say, okay, 500 each item, I'm going to sell it for 600. What did you do with that 600? Did you really save 10 rupees for yourself? No.
Oh,
So where did you land up? You didn't land up anything.
anywhere.
You didn't land up anywhere. Okay.
Yes.
And I mean, there's a psychological, also effect, I would say, that the government has created, saying that if you don't come into so much, say turnover bracket, you don't need a GST. Okay. 2 years down the line, so people don't take GST and they're just doing some business, buying, selling on their savings account or whatever. After 2 years, when you reach the stage, you say that, okay, now I want to grow my business big. And now I want to expand. I have good customers. They might have only 50 or 100. But
Right.
with the state of mind they are like, I have so many customers. Now I want to expand. Now I need to take investment. Now I'm going to approach the bank. When you go to the bank and say, oh yeah, this is my business. I'm going to doing it for 2 years. And they ask you only one question.
What's
Please
the
show us your
past?
yeah. Please show us your GST returns.
Yes. Past history is
You
not the
never
case.
did. You never took your GST. You have nothing to show.
Right.
So you didn't actually do a business. I
Abhi.
always say anyone that I say the day you decide that you want to do business, pick up any name and just register your GST.
Right.
You are not losing money doing your monthly GST. You would hardly pay 500 rupees to a CA.
Returns.
If you
Correct.
don't want to do that, you can do it yourself. Even if it's nil returns, it's okay.
Right.
You buy with your GST, you sell with your GST. Customer wants GST, we'll give them. If they don't want, don't give. But at least file your GST. You have now built a credibility in business.
Correct.
Doing small business, okay. Even if you don't have the 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs of turnover in a year, that's okay. But you have built your credibility that's going to take you and help you a long way. 2 years down the line, when you actually decide that, boss, I want to grow now.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So, I mean, there were a lot of situations like that, getting influenced by the market, looking at other people's business. It's not your damn business. Looking at
Right.
other people's business, because you keep looking at other people and you actually lose focus of your own business,
Makes sense.
because you're always contemplating, you're always comparing what is this brand doing, what is that brand doing in your own, business circle. How are they growing? Why they are not growing? What might be their purchase cost? What might be their selling cost? Why their logo is in a specific way? Why it is not in a specific way?
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people, I think, misguide initially because no one wants competitors. Okay, it's a fact. But getting yourself in a compliant position, build your brand credibility from day one. I'm sure the support that you need down the line, you will be in a position to acquire that without any hesitation. People are going to come, okay, this is what you have done. Even if you are showing 10,000 or 20,000 profit yearly, they know that this business will grow with the proper mentoring, with the proper support and the proper guidance. Yes,
Makes
right?
sense.
So, I mean, that is where I decided, and I literally, um, this is one book. that really helped me. I was in an emotional and financial meltdown, and it literally broke me. I was to a stage where I was working 28 hours a day. Okay,
Fantastic.
I was sleeping.
Yeah.
So literally, I had no house support. I didn't have any business. I mean, I didn't have labors. I was a solopreneur. Okay,
Great.
I
Great
wanted to
place to
do
be.
everything myself, and I was literally, sleeping 2 hours in a week. Okay, because I wanted to give my family that support. I wanted because there were commitments that I wanted to fulfill. Okay, when I sat down, like when I had this, vendor's pressure saying that, okay, this is how much you need to do, this is that. And it was not from one place, there were multiple places because that was a bad phase. Everyone goes through a bad phase. Something unexpected happens and all your plans kind of go down in a drain. I never created a plan B.
Got it.
There's one book called Why You Are Dumbstruck and Broke,
Okay.
and something. Okay, how you can come out of it something. It's by Randy Cage.
Okay.
I even tell everyone today, switch off your phones, go somewhere, for 2 days. That's a 350 page book. Sit, read, because not everything if anyone else can tell you, it's your life. There are certain things that you need to self analyze, and when you self analyze, you sit, you come out of that, you realize where you're getting stuck basically, and 98% of the time it's the mindset. Okay, it's those small belief systems which have taken you step by step, slowly eaten you up inside and created that structure that this is how life is. Okay. Today you see, just take a small example. A mother is walking with a kid on the road.
Right.
Okay. They see a big bungalow and the kid is in wow. Okay. He's amazed and he's like, wow, mom, such a pretty, awesome house. you know can we all, if we have the kind of house, how amazing this gonna be.
Right.
And what is the mom's first thinking? This guy must have done something wrong, or some bad thing, that he has made such a big house.
And
Even
how in the hell with doing good deeds he can earn so much? That is the first
yeah,
initial thing. Yeah.
basically, everyone in their own mind are not bad people. Okay? We don't want to do bad things just to get that money, just to get that big house. And when you have that, belief system saying that to have money is to do wrong things, but I'm a good person, I can't do wrong things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means you can never have money. I keep telling people, look at Akshay Kumar. Okay. I mean, don't take any other outside influences, just take Akshay Kumar. He has 5 houses all over the world. He owns a mountain in Canada.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is the highest taxpayer.
Yes.
He enjoys his life. He doesn't smoke, drink, party. Okay.
Yes.
He is having an awesome life. He's spending, he is also helping people.
Right.
He is doing the good things, let it be for the soldiers, or let it be for any calamity, because he has that excess fund to help people.
Right.
Then why don't you look up to people that like that, who have got success doing good things?
Makes
So
sense.
having money or being rich can be possible doing good things. Just say this to yourself like 10 times in a day. Okay. I mean, you must have seen or heard a lot of the self belief and manifestation videos on YouTube. And I'll tell you, they really work if you believe. Okay. Just write on a piece of paper that earning money is easy. And you you can do good things and earn money. Just do simple things. You keep saying this 100 times, keep that piece of paper in your pocket. Whenever you touch it, you know it's there. Just look at it,
Yes.
read it, and I'll tell you, 10 days, I can give it to you in writing. Your whole perception about your business investment will change.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It will change and will make a huge difference in the way you're seeing things.
For the benefit of the audience, like, what is a book again? You said.
1 second.
Yeah.
Hunt in my phone. It's a very pretty long one.
Okay.
Okay, let me just go. Yeah. So the name of the book is Why You're Dumb, Sick, and Broke, and How to Get Smart, Healthy, and Rich.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
The
it's a book
problem
by,
and the solution.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why you're dumb, sick, and broke? Because
Yeah.
we are at some stage, either you're dumb, you don't know where you're heading, either you're
Yes.
sick, okay, health wise, or you're broke. And
Right.
how you can get smart, healthy, and rich.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything happens here.
Yeah.
And everyone needs a coach or a mentor or a guide. Okay, even the top 100 CEOs have coaches. There was a Harvard research that was done, a Harvard survey, where top 100 CEOs of the world were asked these questions, and they said that 98% of them basically thanked their mentor for guiding them, coaching them, because they helped them avoid the costly mistakes in their business. And their productivity basically doubled.
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
I mean, when let's say Tim Cook became CEO, he was not born as a CEO, right?
Yes.
He was doing something else and he was put in the chair of the CEO with a lot of responsibilities. You don't learn the skills, the mindset, and what is required to do. It's
Yes.
a journey. So you need someone who is there, a strategist, even let's say spiritually, mentally, even on business wise, you need someone who can bring out the best in you. Okay. A mentor or a coach is not the one who's trying to push in what they know and they say, yes, what I'm saying is right, you need to follow this. No, anyone who has the capacity and in the right belief system can bring the best out of you to increase your productivity, to increase or expand your belief system and take it into a different perspective of growth. That's the kind of people that you need to be connected with.
Okay.
Be connected with those people who are positive, who add in value. If you're finding a friend who is like always negative and you go discuss an idea, he's like, this and all will not happen.
Yeah. I've seen enough. All those things. Yeah.
Just leave them.
Yeah.
You should never take those things in your head, because what you're thinking and how you're thinking is not the person who is listening is not thinking in the same direction.
Makes sense.
Once you have your own belief system, your thought process clear, you really don't have to listen to anybody. And I see these issues with especially women entrepreneur where they have a lot of constraints from family. Either many of them are in joint family, a lot of them are single mothers that I have helped in my journey. And they had a belief system saying they might have seen their parents or they might have seen others where the mother is always working, maybe the father is drunk and he's not supportive to the family or he's
Yeah.
away somewhere. So from the childhood they've got this belief system built in that a woman has to struggle alone to feed for the family.
Whole life, entire.
It's such
Yeah.
a simple thing, but such a wrong thing. It's like you're hurting yourself without knowing it. The
Yes.
day you start believing that I get all the support to raise my family, you will immediately get a babysitter who fits in your budget. You can focus on other things.
Right.
Okay. You might get another marriage proposal who's ready to take care of you.
Right.
You might get that business partner or investment which takes off the burden from you.
Yes.
So, I mean, this, I literally, I mean, I cried and cried and cried, that day. I switched off my phone for 3 days. I just sat without talking to anyone. People thought I was crazy because it was a different stage in life where you had to be with yourself. Okay, I wanted and I literally had to be with myself, saying that there is something wrong with me and I need to realize it. Okay, once you know what the problem is, it's very easy to, you know, let go of it or change it.
Okay.
People who really don't want to invest the time, energy in understanding the problem. There are some people who are lazy who don't like to read because this is not an audible. Uh, I would say Audible and Kindle have been my best friends for the last 2 years. I,
Great.
I
Yeah.
stopped looking into other people's businesses. Okay, whenever someone is talking about some other people's business and bitching and cribbing and talking about other people, I would close my mind. Okay, I'm actually thinking something else, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it is not truthful. End of the day, okay, the other person is telling out of frustration. Okay, and trust me, he doesn't want a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Because when someone is talking ill about someone else, okay, today he might be talking about the third person, tomorrow they might talk about you, because that's their nature. That shows, their mindset. And also, even if they're talking ill or, frustrated about something else and they're talking, when you try to give a logical solution, they will neither listen to you nor imply.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
keep yourself away with those people who either influence you to do, say, things that are benefit only to them, because we might find a lot of people like that. Okay, understand or be aware of, if someone is telling you something, is it really for your benefit or their benefit?
That's a great thing for making a decision. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you really contemplate that, you can take what they are sharing, either knowledge. We have a lot of influences. Overall, you can take T. Harvekar, Sandeep Maheshwari, or Tommy Robbins. So there's so many people,
So many.
you
Yes.
have Sadhguru, you have so many gurus, okay?
Yes.
But not everyone or everything will resonate with you,
Yes.
right? Sit, understand, analyze, take what you want, leave what you want, but take something from somewhere. And always, I believe that you need a proper guide who can bring the best. It can be your mother, it can be your father, it can be a business coach, it can be a guru. But if somebody is able to do it structurally for you, okay, you are in right hands.
Makes sense.
If someone is able to make you think beyond your limited awareness, beyond your perception, if he is able to give you a different angle to your business and life, that's the kind of people you have to be with. That's the kind of people you want yourself surrounding with.
Right.
So, in putting it very simple line, for any entrepreneur, let it be beginner or already in business, I would say try to compete with yourself and have the dedicated goal without any fear.
Yeah.
Fear kills the action, because you only end up procrastinating when you don't implement. That means you don't really mean it and you will never get there. So believe in yourself, be fearless. Okay. A lot of people say, I fear God. I would say, don't be. God is not there sitting to punish you. God loves you. Okay. Whatever situation you believe in. If you're not doing anything wrong, you don't have to fear. You can spread your wings and fly high. You can touch that seventh cloud where you want to be. You can, instead of having, a small 4 BHK, I would say small, you can have a big bungalow. So, start yourself with the right footsteps, do everything with compliance, do everything in a strategic manner, and aim to fly. Don't be a bird whose leg is tied by a string of someone else. Let it be market, people, or situations. Don't be that bird.
Right. What is the biggest trend you want the entrepreneurs to now position? Because now the corona has been, it's almost gone now, and then some rumors still it's out there. Like, how can they position themselves now? Like, what then can be the learning we can take it from those situations?
Since this COVID era, um, we are seeing a lot of, say, digital entrepreneurs today, and a lot of people becoming coaches and mentors, and a lot of educational stuff coming up. People are trying to make money teaching the small kids coding. That's ridiculous because no one is not all 7 8 year old kid is going to get a job in Infosys, and that's not the age that's need to be. Okay, everyone's trying to make money one or the other way, but trust me, 2 years down the line, I mean, their business lifespan is hardly 6 months to 1 year, because people don't basically need you. Okay? If I'm a person, people don't need me. They need what I can offer to them,
Right.
right? If you are a digital marketer or you are an internet expert, people don't need you to go and post photos of you and your family.
Right.
You need a digital marketer who can build your presence, who can create those ads, who can get the revenue, who can be useful to you.
Right.
So it's actually a wrong mind conception saying that the whole society has gone down, and the money is not there. There is no liquid in the business, and all businesses are suffering. No, it's just that money is not flowing to your pocket, but someone else is absolutely making money just around you.
Right.
So don't go in the mindset and myth of what the market is telling you. 85% of India's GDP is based on the unorganized small businesses. Or now Diwali coming, you'll find all those are sitting on roadside.
Yes.
Okay, these people create the revenue. These people create business. Correct? If you have to position yourself, I would say position yourself where you are the true you. And I genuinely believe that everyone has something or the other very, very special to them. It might take a little time for you to understand and realize what is that special that you have. Like some people might be compassionate, okay? Some people might be good in talking.
Yeah.
Some people might be an expert in one field, but is your one expertise enough for you to solve other person's problem?
Got it.
You might be a digital marketer. Okay, you might know a to Z of how Google ad runs, how Facebook ad runs, how Instagram runs, how you need to picturize itself and everything. But if you don't know copywriting,
Gone. It's gone.
okay, so that is the reason you need to, once you understand what is your core desire, your the intention, the right intention that you have in life, where you want to reach, and what do you have right now that's unique to you, or you can say that you can develop that. Okay, because that's an untouched area of your life. So it's like there's a candle which is not lit. You need to find that candle within yourself and light it so that it glorifies everything within you. So you need to learn additional skills so that you can position yourself in a way that's actually helpful to anyone who's reaching out to you.
That's great.
So investing in yourself is the biggest investment you can make, because that's something that nobody can take away. You can invest in materials, you can invest in, say, having a huge office, You can invest in, having good friends, but eventually that all goes. The best friend you can have is yourself. Okay.
Until
So
we die,
whenever,
like it will be
yeah, so
there.
whenever you say you're looking at your, when most of the people get stuck by contemplating into the past, I would say when you're looking to your past, you consider it as a different person. When you're looking into the future, consider that as a different person.
Mhm.
Okay. You want to be an entrepreneur, who's attending international meetings, international fest. Imagine yourself wearing an amazing Armani blazer and shaking hands with the best CEOs in the company.
Yes.
And that's a different person altogether. Not just that, but do you want to be that person? You are right now not that person.
Right.
Okay. Because your present, another 5 minutes is gone.
Yes.
So it's a completely different person that's in your future. And it's a completely different person who has done those mistakes. So you need to start forgiving that person. Like everyone does those mistakes, and having a guilt-free life is the best life you can have. Yeah,
Yeah.
we keep contemplating in the past. I did that, I did this, and I should have not done it. I should have not done this. Forgive that person because that's not you now.
Yeah.
And now, when you're deciding to take an opportunity, take a decision, just think now whether you are going to be guilty of it tomorrow or not. So you are never going to go back to that old person and scold them.
Yes.
So, I mean, maybe it's too much, but I think it's like the prime importance. The day you decide to do business, please get your GST and register yourself with MSME. Gather all the support. Be aware of what's the right thing to do, and work on yourself. Don't look into the market. Be with good people. Be with good people who help you grow.
Got it. What do you think becoming a women entrepreneur is a ideal decision for women
Why
in these
not?
times?
The only difference between men and women is the way you look at them. Okay. Today, earlier, it used to be, women as a mom, she's a sister, she's a cook, she's a something. Today, you can get help for all those things. Yes, you will always be a mom.
Right.
It's not only the women who are multitasking, even it's the men who are multitasking. Okay, so it might sound odd for people saying being a woman that you're saying that men also are that. Yes, there are. Okay, times are changing. Men are becoming more supportive in the daily chores, and being a women entrepreneur is actually what I feel and believe is discovering the you before you were Mrs.
Got it.
Okay, because for a woman the entire life and the surrounding changes. Okay, you get into a new whole environment, family, understanding their culture, their belief. Yes, you have responsibilities of the kid, so does the father. You can have a support system to feed the kids. Okay, if you're thinking that it takes 2 hours to feed the kids, either teach them how to eat faster or get some support to feed the kids. Okay, that doesn't make you a bad mother at all.
Yeah.
What in my personal experience I have seen, realized, and also when we do counseling with so many women, what it is realized that people or women have lost the self identity, you know,
Okay.
because of the change in lifestyle situation, environment, and they want to get that back. They want to be the self. Let's say someone wanted to be a photographer before marriage, and everything changed when you became a Mrs. You became a wife. You became a daughter-in-law. You became a mother. You became so many other things. They are in a wrong mindset.
Yeah.
You really didn't lose yourself. You are still there. You changed your priorities.
Got it.
You are thinking that you need to do so many things for your husband, so many things for your mother-in-law, so many things for your in-law, so many things for your kid to keep them happy. No one actually told you that you shouldn't do anything for yourself,
Right,
right?
right.
So no one's blocking you. Even if they are, I mean, there are some families who are, from an orthodox background. Some, I've come across women where the men run the family business, and women are like, do if I go and say that I want to create a business and take a GST on my own, will they really agree to me?
Yeah,
That's something that you need to decide how you are going to put forward your passion in front of people who are in your life, who play an important role, and make them understand how important it is for you.
yeah,
You need to change your priority to yourself, and trust me, your family or your, especially I've seen that husbands are the ones who say or feel that, oh, what can a woman do? And you really need to do this. I'm earning so well, and everything is there. But yeah, tomorrow if something happens, because life and death is not in our hands, or
very
business is
uncertain.
in my hands, something happens, what am I going to do with my life and those 4 kids?
Makes sense. Yeah,
Okay. And because women have lost their self identity within their own mind, it's not that people don't appreciate them. People do appreciate them for even 5 minutes they give, but they have lost their own self identity. I mean, they might have been so excited, they might have been flamboyant, they might have loved singing.
yeah,
It's a very simple thing. Okay, you might just feel happy and start singing on your own. That's who you were. But now, even women have forgotten they are cooking something, they are happy, and they just say, why are you so afraid to open your mouth and sing? It's who you are. So women entrepreneurs need to prioritize on themselves and rediscover the lost self they have, and stop thinking that others are, creating a barrier, or
yeah.
others are, there are restrictions. The only restriction you have is you are not prioritizing yourself. See, if I am not prioritizing myself, even if I am not giving myself enough time, let's say to look beautiful, or say look good enough, will my, say, family, boyfriend, husband, or mother, father feel good looking at me?
No.
I'm only, washing clothes, doing dishes, cooking for them, and saying that, women is a teacher, is a mother, is a cook. Bhaiya, who said that you should not focus on yourself? Do what you love. If
Right.
you are happy, people around you actually appreciate the you. Okay, not
Yes.
a parrot. People say that initially it's like chewing gum or whatever you hear, all
Yeah.
nonsense. That it's chewing gum, and later you lose the essence of it, because the women is like the society has made people think over generations that women need to change the priority to the family.
Yeah.
A man usually doesn't change the priority. Only when the kid comes, the kid becomes the priority, basically,
Yeah.
right? He will still, love his wife. I have a lot of, lovely male friends, and they enjoy life. I mean, men go out for drinks on the weekend, they go for long drives with their friends, whereas women don't, because in their own minds they are restricted. I would say women, maybe you're not an entrepreneur right now, but still don't lose your real you. Start doing what you love. Once you really start doing and implementing, people around you will be more happier to be with you than they are today. So let it be personal or entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. It's, it's the person who got married is not anymore. As I said, it's a past. So you're a completely different person right now. Go be that person, and there are actually no restrictions beyond your mindset.
Okay. Any final thoughts on like just getting started entrepreneurs?
Register your business. Be
Okay.
people who bring the best out of you. Be aware before taking informed decisions. Take only decisions And just taking decisions is not enough. You need to take actions. Okay. If you just keep studying for exam and actually don't go and write the exam, you're not going to get the results. Right. So taking actions is very important. And don't fear investment. It's money. It will come today, it will go today. Okay. It's flow of energy. So if you don't have today, but if you have the right intention, it will flow into your life. So be fearless, have the right mindset, be a phoenix, be a bird that will fly without any ties, and invest in discovering yourself and be truthful. When you enjoy what you're doing, you will see growth. You will see growth. So I'd say good luck to everyone. Sit, contemplate. I hope the book is going to help you. And any help from my side, I'm always there to help people, maybe to give them a couple of more tips that I can say that can help them discover themselves. So, you have some amount of clarity. So good luck to
Any,
all the entrepreneurs.
yeah, any final thoughts on this interview? Like, how did this whole interview happen to you?
It's an amazing thing, Krishna, what you're doing, and I think it's important to bring out or say connect people from all areas of business and life. Today's age and date, it's a marketing that is actually there, and there is some disconnect that I feel from if I need support and I'm just going on social media, I might not find the right guidance or the right person. Okay. But I mean, these kind of interviews where there are real people watching and talking and listening, the real people, I believe there's a lot of connect. And if with this interview, it touches anyone's heart or it makes any sense to anyone watching, I would just feel like so blessed and relieved that I touched one heart today. So it's a very, very important and amazing job that you're doing. It's needed and it's very, very important today. So I believe that all the interviews that you're doing with all the amazing entrepreneurs touch and reach those people who really need these things, who really need to listen from those things.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Krishna.